Ladies and gentlemen, the 71st Falcons, the 3A Eastern Regional Champions and 2024 state runner-up. Coach, tremendous effort, hard-fought game. 2 years in a row you've been here, a lot to be proud of, but if you would, give us an opening statement and then we'll take some questions.
Oh man, hats off to them, man. Their team speed was difficult to neutralize, with the injury that we sustained last week, but, make no mistakes about it. They're as advertised, fast and athletic on defense. We made too many mistakes, and there were things that were just a little bit too difficult for us to overcome.
Questions?
DeAndre, how hobbled exactly were you? I know there were some plays there where we would have seen you run in the past. Was that just not an option for you today?
Not at all.
DeAndre, how frustrating was it for you to not be able to be at full strength and help your team today?
It's a mental thing. I couldn't quit on them. This team, I love them for real. So I was going to go out there and give my all. Whatever I got, I'm going to go out there and give it to them. And that's what I try to do today.
How did that change the way you called the game? Obviously, young brother started. You had Sean in there, some plays, just trying to do different things. How did it kind of change the way you can call the game and just kind of reduce your playbook?
Well, the defensive MVP for their team, our inability to, for DeAndre to play at the level that he normally plays at, gave them a definite advantage off the edge on the weak side. And they were able to take advantage of that early on, get us behind the chains a little bit. We still stick with it. We're going to do what we do. Like I said, we still showed up. Can't use that as an excuse. We'll accept full responsibility to that. We played a long season, 16 games, and we got to the 15th game, and we sustained some injuries that we just couldn't get by.
A way to say for his perseverance to still come in despite the injury, still throwing pretty well. He had the 50-yard pass and everything. Just way to say about him.
I love this kid, man. His career has been tremendous, and he's earned the right to go out there and finish it. If he said he could go, I trust him. I think the world of him. I think the world of both of them. The fact that they decided to come out here and still play, broken hand, strained knee, our two captains wouldn't ask for it to be a better way, but they had a chance to go out there today and end it the way they wanted to and have complete control of their destiny, and I appreciate it. I love them for it. They gave it their all, and those are the kind of players that you want playing for you. These two guys are definitely big-time college football players. They're under-recruited, but I feel like whenever they get the chance, they're going to show you exactly what they can do.
Donovan, how did the club impact you, both offense and defense today?
I just made it a little hard to tackle, but again, no excuses. I said I could play, so I should have made a tackle. That's it.
Did you kind of feel looking at film that this would be a defensive struggle, close game like the both teams have put a lot of points throughout the year? Did something from the film tell you like this is going to be a drag-out fight in 4 quarters?
Only after the Jacksonville game, only after we sustained the injuries that we did, that I thought it was going to be close. I thought that they could neutralize, our ability to do some things if we weren't at full strength. And but they did an excellent job. Injuries are part of the game, and we practiced all week to prepare for it. We left some things out there. Our communication, when you lose a 4-year starter out there at quarterback, you have to do some different things. Your communication is not where it needs to be. So, a couple of delayed games, offsides a couple of times, just little things like that. And all those intricate details, in a very close game, the margin for error shrinks every week. And, when you're in the final week of the season, you can't make those kind of mistakes.
On the last punt you had, it was a 4th and 7, but it started as a 4th and 2. Would you have gone for it on the 4th and 2 before that present penalty?
Definitely that was the plan. And then once again, made a mistake. You can't make mistakes in critical moments. They made fewer mistakes than we did today. And, it was a telltale sign of whether we were going to come out on top.
Coach, this question may have been asked earlier, but how much did that team speed cause you guys problems offensively?
Well, it was definitely a problem when we couldn't neutralize them. But they're fast. They are fast on defense, and they did cause us some problems. But that's the game. That's the game. And, we showed up, we played hard, and our kids learned a lot today.
One more?
Coach, talk about the resilience from that. The first quarter was really tough. They had you like 19 total yards of offense, and then you come out, you got the big pass play, and you really got everything fired up. The fans got into it. After being taken down like that, facing the injuries you are, and coming back and fighting like that with all those fans behind you, what does that tell you about the heart and the character of these guys, particularly your seniors?
We had terrible field position basically the whole game. You know, we were down inside our own goal line, down inside our red zone the entire first half. And our defense just played lights out and kept us there close. And then they made a play in the second half, and we were able to make some plays. It was just a matter of us getting used to their team speed and have to play around the fact that, you know, we didn't have our quarterback at full speed and, you know, things of that nature. But, I mean, hey, they did an excellent job neutralizing things, and, you know, hats off to West Charlotte.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 3A 2024 state champions, the West Charlotte Lions. Coach, congratulations. If you would, give us an opening statement, then we'll take some questions.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. We knew coming into this game we were not going to leave without a loss, you know, without a win. So we knew the end result. We didn't think it was going to be a 14-7 game. It just shows their tenacity. That is a great football team that we played against, and just the passion that they play with, the refuse to lose. They were a little banged up, and they kept playing and fighting. They don't talk a whole lot, but they're like giants. They're huge, but there's something about a lion. You know, you roam around in a pride, and we're together. We might not be the biggest. When we get off the bus, you might not be surprised, but you're going to remember us when we leave. And that's my statement there.
Questions?
Noah, Coach said you guys' team speed bothered them. When did you guys notice that you could cause them problems with your speed?
Go ahead, Noah. You daggone defensive man flying around.
I would say the speed comes from, you know, just as a team knowing what we could do. You know, like you said, we're not the biggest, and you know, we just fight. We have that dog in us. We got the, we have the right of way. You know, we have the way to get it done, and you know, we're gonna get the job done when it needs to get done. So that's where the speed comes from, honestly.
And it's not just speed. It's their ability to understand angles. I don't think people give this team enough credit about the angles that they play with. If you really dissect this game and you broke it down with some high level, you know, Bill Belichick's and Dave Dorn and those guys, you'd be like, wow, look at the angles they're creating. Everybody go, well, this guy's got C gap. We got guys that can play D, C, and B because of the speed and the angle and their eye control. And I think the defense, the way that they play, just they're called like human erasers. If there's a mistake, you can overcome it with the speed and the angle. So it's not just speed.
45 rushing yards for a team that's so prolific running the ball. They 3,000-yard rushers. Obviously, they were a little bit hampered injury-wise, but what was working for you?
Say that again. That sounded good. Say that. How many yards they had?
45 rushing yards.
One more time. I didn't hear that.
45.
That's pretty
And
good.
they didn't have a long of 10 all game. Their longest was 9.
Yeah, and you going into the game and you're watching them. Their O-line is well taught, and it's just D-line wise. That's why I brought this guy right here, Sam. I mean, this guy all game he makes sacks in other games before. He's a game wrecker, and we asked him to literally, you're going to have to play through another man this game. I said we can't run we can't slant. They're going to wash us down. They got great rules, down gap backer. You know, I know their scheme with the counter and power, and we're going to have to play through another man. Are you willing to do that? And he stepped up, and we had an O-line that had never played a down of D-line. Going to this game and said, Coach, I got you. And, you know, it's one of his best friends. He said, Coach, he can do it. And just those guys on the front line did some amazing work playing through people. They don't get a ton of tackles because you're playing through somebody, but it caused them a lot of ruckus, and the guys can fly around and clean up the tackles.
Coach, from a personal perspective, you have to contemplate at some point, there are plenty of coaches who won multiple state championships in Charlotte, but to do so and distinguish yourself at 2 different schools, both of which are steeped in Charlotte-Mecklenburg history in so many ways. But Charlotte has a state championship under your leadership. Harding has a state championship under your leadership. The way that distinguishes you among the pantheon of Charlotte-Mecklenburg football coaches, what does that mean to you?
Honestly, you really want my honest opinion? It don't mean nothing to me. I play for my player. I coach for my players. Many years ago, there's some people that wanted me gone, and my players said no. And I think players will tell you the truth. They play for me because they know I love them, and I love them. I'm just the most blessed coach there is. I get to be a part of some great players. I don't get to play in the game. I'm going to coach with passion. They're going to play with passion. And it has to be a relationship. It's almost like a marriage. We can't leave each other. We don't have players that leave. Anybody that left, they're regretting it now. We don't have many of them. And it's just it's tough. I mean, Key Anthony, KD, Cotton here. I mean, we made a vow. Say, what do we say? I won't leave you. You won't leave me. Right? We're here today. Look what we in. We're champions.
Hey.
And it's a passion for each other. I'm just fortunate and blessed to be part of it. That's it.
Coach, when we talked before the season, you said the goal this year was to man the throne. First thing you said to your group out there after was you man the daggone throne. What's it meant just to get through this season, play a brutal conference schedule, to end as champions? And then, Anthony, I want you to expand on that as team captain.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's exactly right. You know, man the throne is more. We were made more than a conqueror. And like if you're making dinner for your wife, if you're taking the trash out for grandma, if you're playing this game, it's played a certain daggone way. And I'm just proud of the growth. It don't matter where you start, it's where you finish. And look at us now, we're sitting in front of you all as champions. At the end of the day, we're on top of that throne, and we couldn't have done it without these guys willing to grow.
Shamori, for
Hold on. Let's let Key Anthony speak.
Yeah, since the beginning of the season, we knew we had the group. We just had to grow, like discipline-wise, come as a family, just be able to make it to where we can play as a team, no individuals. And now we got a ring. It's just proof for all the hard work we put in day by day, each and every day, coming to practice 7 in the morning in summer, just coming to lock in.
Shamori, for a sophomore, 12 of 13 state championship game. When you got the job this year, did you see this happen? Did you visualize this, or did you kind of surprise yourself even?
I prayed for it, so I believe that we would get here eventually. So I believe we get here eventually. And I had talks with Coach over the summer. He started trusting me. Then KD played quarterback last year, so he gave me some tips to start on varsity this year.
What were you seeing out there to complete 12-13 today? It's
Everything that we worked on at practice. So like all the look teams, the cover 3, the flats, quick game, everything we worked on at practice, we just did it in the game.
Coach, last one from me. This team's pretty young. I think 37 underclassmen. What's that do for your confidence moving into the next couple seasons, knowing that, hey, we got a state championship group here that's going to be back for the next couple years?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't want to look ahead. Now we can. It was about the present. You better appreciate it because you might not be guaranteed this the next time. I'm just curious. You know, technically I said I can't cut my hair and I've had some long dreads for a long time, and now I got to come to my team and say, do you want me to keep it or we gonna cut it? It's up to them. So, did I keep it?
Keep it.
All right.
Back row, anybody? Okay, guys, congratulations. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Go celebrate.
Hey, what's up, dog?
Take a picture with the